Yo, what's good everyone? Thank you for tuning in to today's video. As you can tell by the title, we are taking a look at the recently released Travis 6 in the British Khaki colourway. I'm going to be honest, right off the bat, I'm gassed to be doing this review. So before we get into all of that, I want to welcome back any of my returning subscribers. If you are new around here, however, and this is the first time you're seeing my face, my name is Aidan, and on this channel, we do release brand new sneaker content just like this each and every week. So do make sure to smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, make sure that bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And with all that aside, if we now just go ahead and get into the intro. So before we go ahead and actually dive into the shoes, let's just take a quick look at the shoe box. Now, as you can see, we do actually have a really nice box to go along with this release. So across the top and around the edges, we do have this really nice, almost brown British khaki colour. And then in the centre of the top of the lid, we do have that infrared Jumpman. Now on either side of the box we do actually have the Cactus Jack branding, as you can see on both sides. Now on this side of the box we do actually have the smiley face Cactus Jack branding alongside the infrared Jumpman. And then on this side of the box we do have the frowny face Cactus Jack alongside that infrared Jumpman again. If we then just take a quick look at the label, which reads Air Jordan 6 Retro SP in the British Khaki Bright Crimson colourway. Now this is a UK size 9 as it is a personal pair. Now unfortunately I wasn't able to cop this when it officially released on the 30th of April. I do believe it actually released a couple of days earlier as well for Travis Scott's 29th birthday. So happy birthday to Travis Scott for, his birthday in April. This shoe did release for a retail price of £210. I didn't pay that. I got mine from StockX. So if I open this up, on the inside of the box, as you can see, we have this really nice red colour. Now, as you can see, the StockX receipt has flown away, but we did actually get this from StockX. Now, when you do open up the box, you do actually get this really nice bag. So I'm just going to place this down. Now, as I was mentioning, you do actually get this really nice bag with the actual release itself. So this is meant to be a dust bag. This is the very first time I've ever actually had a dust bag with any of my shoes, so really can't complain. And I actually paid a price of $520.89. I believe that works out to be about £365 British pounds. But you didn't really come here for all of this stuff, so if we now just go ahead and jump straight into the shoes. Oh yeah. And here we have it in hand. We have the Air Jordan 6 Travis Scott in the British Khaki colourway. Now I'm going to be honest, I really wasn't feeling these prior to the release. I think I said in a previous video that I actually preferred the original Jordan 6 Travis Scott.
It's true.
That's definitely not the case now. I'm going to be really honest. I'm completely contradicting everything I've said before.
Alrighty then.
This shoe is amazing. I'm really excited to finally have it. I'm really excited to be doing this review. We now just go ahead and jump straight into the shoe, starting out with the uppers. Now the upper of the shoe primarily is this really nice long-haired British khaki suede. Obviously I knew the suede on this shoe would be of a pretty decent quality with it being a collab, but it genuinely blew me away by just how good the actual suede is on this shoe. It feels really nice to touch. It looks a lot better in hand as well. I genuinely believe that the pictures don't do this shoe justice. I feel like that's probably one of the main reasons as why this shoe isn't as hyped as some of the other Travis Scotts. I feel like when people finally start to get shoes in hand or, finally decide to take the plunge to actually buy this, you're not going to be disappointed. The quality of suede is absolutely immense. I try and stay really neutral and calm in these reviews and just stay level-headed, but I'm genuinely gassed with it. It's really, really nice. Now, one of the things that I was quite relieved about, if we move on to the side panel of the shoe, within these perforations, we do actually have small hits of 3M. Very consistent when it does come to the Jordan 6 to have 3M on the shoe. I wasn't completely convinced that this would be 3M. I thought maybe they might switch it up or try something a bit different. But fortunately enough, they've left it in there and it's just one of my favourite things about the Jordan 6. But if we then just continue further back the upper of the shoe itself, on both the lateral and medial sides, we do have the stash pockets. On the lateral side, it is actually a button opening. So if we open this up, on the inside of the pocket, we do have the smiley Cactus Jack. And then inside the pocket itself, we do actually have the infrared lace lock. Do make sure to check that out as well if you do have these shoes in case you wasn't already aware. Now on the medial side of the shoe we do actually have a zip opening rather than the actual button opening. Unfortunately, when I was actually legit checking this shoe, I've actually pushed this in and I can't seem to get it to actually go back to its original shape. And then the actual stash pocket on the medial side, you do actually get these little things. I'm not exactly sure what they are. This shoe apparently actually takes inspiration from the British Khaki uniform that was worn by British soldiers. So maybe this ties into the uniform that they was wearing back in like the late 1800s. If you guys know any more on that, do make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. But if we then just continue to move down the shoe, as you can see, we have more of that British Khaki, almost brown colour on the midsole. Also, we do have these little hits of white as well. Towards the heel, we do have the exposed air unit. And if you do actually look inside the air unit itself, we do have a really nice hit of infrared. Really like that detail. Glad they didn't leave it just a standard. I think that works really well. And then if we swing over to the medial side, we do actually have the smiley cactus jack. Really nice detail, really feels and looks really premium on the shoe. And then if we swing over to the outsole of the shoe, this is genuinely my favourite part of the entire shoe. So the outsole itself, you can see almost is this pre-aged semi-icy outsole. We have in the midfoot area, we do have that infrared Jumpman alongside the smiley cactus jack. But also underneath the forefoot and heel, we do have some Travis Scott branding. Now the outsole of this shoe is glow in the dark, so if you do flash any kind of UV light on it, it's gonna glow. It looks absolutely amazing. I got this out of the box today when I was actually supposed to be working, I'm gonna be honest. And the first thing I did is I opened up my front door, lifted the sole up to the sun, and it just glowed and it looks absolutely amazing. I was really gassed, I'm not even gonna lie. It looks wicked. My kids liked it. Jumped straight on FaceTime. Showed my dad. It looks absolutely amazing. Compose yourself. Something I almost forgot to mention, that on the left foot on the outsole we do actually have the frowny cactus jack rather than the smiley one. Now this also does glow in the dark on other areas of the shoe, so this also happens on the lace lock, the tongue, as well as the spoiler on the back. If we then just go ahead and move back into the centre of the shoe, in the centre we do have these really nice British khaki coloured laces. Now the laces themselves do sit atop more of this really interesting kind of like ripstop kind of material. Not sure if you can hear that. Kind of feels like a really nice canvas material. Now it's more of a darker tonal brown, and you can also see this on the eyelets as well as on the lace shroud. Now in the centre of the lace shroud we do have the infrared Jumpman. Absolutely love that. Another couple of little bonus features for the shoe. On the lateral side of the right tongue we do have the infrared cactus jack branding, and then on the left foot it's actually on the medial side. Also, just underneath the lace shroud, we do have more of that Cactus Jack branding as well. But you do also get 2 additional sets of laces with the shoe as well. So you get the infrared laces as well as the brown laces. Personally, I'm just going to keep it as it is. I think it looks absolutely fire as it is. The infrared laces would probably be my next go-to instead of brown. I think the brown will work quite well with the lace shroud and the canvas material underneath. But even still, I feel like if you are wanting even more of a eye-catching shoe, just go with the actual infrared laces. But for me, I think it looks fire as it is, so I'm just going to leave it with the factory lacing. But if we then just continue to actually move up the laces into the actual inside of the shoe itself, on the sock liner we do have more of the exact same colour that we saw on the tongue and shroud, with this really nice rich brown colour. Feels really nicely padded on the inside, feels really premium to touch underhand as well. But if we then just continue to move even further into the actual inside of the shoe, on the left insole we do actually have the Cactus Jack branding, and on the right insole we do have the Nike Air. Both of them are in infrared, both of them look absolutely incredible. Not a lot of people are going to be able to appreciate it, but you, the person who owns the shoe, in my personal opinion, it's a really nice detail. In terms of sizing, this shoe fits very much true to your standard Jordan 6 sizing. If you've never owned a pair of Jordan 6s before, personally, I'm going to recommend that you just go true to size. I do know some people actually go a half size down in the Jordan 6 because of how long it is. But for somebody like me with wide feet, I like a little bit of room around the toe box anyway. So for me, going true to size is always the best outcome. But if there's any chance for you to actually try a shoe before buying, I would always recommend that you do so, just so you can understand the best fit for you. But if we then just swing over to the actual heel of the shoe, on the right foot we do have the Cactus Jack branding, and then on the left foot we do have the infrared Nike Air. I think it looks absolutely incredible on both shoes. If you actually take it in, it looks absolutely incredible. Genuinely doesn't get much better than this. I'm really glad that it's a mix and match vibe to it, like what we saw on the insoles of the shoe. Looks absolutely incredible. Now, before I actually went ahead and decided to go ahead and buy this shoe, I tried to do my footwork early and watch as many legit check videos as possible. Now, I did actually run this shoe through the Check app. It passed, fortunately enough for me. It actually came back in about under 5 minutes, which I was really impressed with. And for obvious reasons, it's obviously passed StockX authentication. So with that in mind, I'm genuinely, have no reason to believe that this is not legit. Everything looks right, it feels right, it smells right, so 0 complaints. But when I was actually doing the legit checks myself, watching the YouTube videos, I actually came across a video, I can't remember who it was, but I will link it in my description. He mentioned that if you get a black light, like this, and actually shine it on the infrared parts, it actually glows as well. So for instance, like the heel of the shoe, I'm not sure if the camera will pick that up, and other, you know, infrared portions of the shoe, it is going to glow. Another major detail for me. Absolutely gassed. Feel like a kid at Christmas looking at it. So just something to bear in mind, and I'm sure that most of you guys out there now have a black light yourself, so check it out. Really nice detail if you ask me. And other than that, I think we've just about covered everything that I feel like is worth covering on the shoe itself. So if we now just go ahead and wrap this video up. So just to wrap up this video, in terms of my overall opinion on the shoe itself, I'm giving these easily a straight 10 out of 10. I did say in a previous video that the Carmines are going to be my favourite shoe for the rest of the year. That's no longer the case. These are now my favourite shoe in my collection, besides my black cement 3s and my infrared 6s. Don't get me wrong, I still love the Carmines. They're still in my top 5 releases for this year, but there's just something about these that just takes them to a completely another level. You might call me a hype beast, but I couldn't give a I genuinely love these shoes. They're absolutely incredible. But I'd love to know your guys' personal opinions as well. Did you cop these? Did you pass on them? Was you lucky enough to hit these shoes for retail? Do make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Also, if you stuck around to this point in the video, I want to say a massive thank you. Do make sure to smash that subscribe button. Also, make sure that bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And I hope to see you all again in the next one.